Welcome back. The Dempsey Center is on a mission to make life better for people impacted by cancer. They offer personalized care through counseling, support groups, nutrition, therapies, and fitness.
Well, back in January, the CEO of the Dempsey Center stepped down, and now there's a new person stepping into those shoes. Joining us this morning is the new president and CEO of the Dempsey Center, Brandon Hotham. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
Of course.
And first of all, how did you get started with the center, and how many years have you been working there?
Yeah, so I started in 2022. I came into the organization as the Director of Client Experience, overseeing client services. And then I took the Chief Experience Officer position a couple years ago, and then the CEO position at the top of this year. My background's in public health and healthcare, and I came to the center like a lot of people who just wanted to give back to our community and try to do something for good.
What does this role mean for you?
Yeah, it means a great deal. My entire background has been in largely traditional healthcare services and operations, and I think so many of those environments that I worked in, a lot of the clinical teams would ask questions of, I wish we could just do this for our patients, or I wish we could just do this for our families. And the center was really the first place that addressed all of health holistically, outside of needed healthcare services as well.
How is it you already being at the Dempsey Center and getting this job? How much does that mean?
Yeah, it means a great deal. You know, certainly when I took the position initially, I didn't envision myself taking the CEO role, but I'm thrilled that the team sort of rallied behind me and our board rallied behind me. I care deeply about the organization. Like a lot of people who work there, I have my own familial and friendship, personal cancer impacts that have really shaped my life, and it's just important to be able to do good, meaningful work from my perspective.
Can you tell us more about the resources available and maybe some unique ones for people?
Yeah, so we're a supportive cancer care center. We offer all of our services at no cost to anyone impacted by cancer. Things like counseling services, that's one-to-one, and support groups, all delivered via licensed clinical social workers who are oncology social work certified, integrative complementary therapies, things like nutrition, movement and fitness, bodywork therapies, acupuncture, massage therapy, and then a whole host of comfort and well-being programs.
Well, what is your vision for the center?
My vision is that everyone understands before they're impacted by cancer that the center is available to them, especially in Maine and northern New England. And I also think more education for our community about the importance of supportive cancer care. It's sometimes looked at as something that's a nice to have, but really evidence demonstrates that it helps with treatment outcomes, it helps people live a better quality of life. It really should be the standard of care, and we're thrilled that we're able to provide that to a majority of folks in Maine.
What have you seen as far as the demand for the support services that you offer in recent years?
Yeah, it's up. So we're serving about 70% more clients than we were just a few years ago. Maine's cancer incidence rate just moved from the 10th highest in the country to the 6th highest in the country. So in years past, we've seen about 9,000 new diagnoses every year. The state predicts north of 11,000 this year. American Cancer Society is predicting north of 12,000. So there's such a need. 1 in 3 Mainers is going to be impacted by cancer in their lifetime, and so we need additional philanthropic support to be able to meet that.
Well, Dempsey Center has been around since 2008. As you said, everything is offered at no cost. How are you able to sustain that?
Yeah, it's really the community that rallies behind us. We are entirely philanthropically funded. All of our services are provided at no cost. We are quite literally an organization built on $1, $5, $10, $20, $50 donations, and so increased philanthropy is really important, especially as our demand is up. I think a pretty common misconception is that Patrick and his family funds us directly. Patrick is an incredibly involved board member and founder, and he uses his status and his platform to get us philanthropic dollars, but really we need broad-based support to sustain, and that's because of our community that we've been able to provide these services for so long.
Can you talk about the support that you have seen from the community? Do you feel like a lot of people just really believe in your vision and these resources that you offer?
Yeah, I mean, I think about Dempsey Challenge, right? That doesn't sustain our organization every year, but it's a huge fundraiser for us. It raises about 40% of our annual operating budget, and we have thousands of people who come out every year to walk, run, and cycle in support of our mission and our work. I think about local corporations too. We could definitely use more support in that area, but I think once people have accessed the center or know someone who's accessed the center, they see how important it is to people's health and their well-being.
You mentioned it briefly. Let's talk about the Dempsey Challenge. That is such a huge fundraiser for you guys. During commercial break, you said over $1.8 million?
Yeah, $1.82 million raised of our $1.9 million goal. Yeah, so we're thrilled with that. We got very close to that goal this year. And we're already planning for next year's event. It's September 19th, if people want to put that down on their calendar for next year. So we're already ramping up for that and would love to see increased participation next year, for sure.
Can you talk about sort of the atmosphere at the center and how you try to make people feel really comfortable and make it a welcoming environment?
Yeah, I know there's been some B-roll shots of our living room area, but we call it a living room, not a waiting room. We really want it to be comforting. We want it to feel like a place where people can land. new cancer patients, people who are initially diagnosed, they're rightly so thrown so much information at one time, and we really want the center to be a comforting place where they can land and just get questions answered, find support, and feel like they're getting embraced at a time that's naturally very difficult for people to navigate.
Yeah, how important is having that going through cancer, not only for the people with cancer, but the families and friends involved too?
Yeah, so all of our services are available to the cancer patient, of course, but also their immediate caregiver, which we call care partners, and then family members, friends, and loved ones. So we really try to wrap around the entire unit of people supporting someone going through cancer, whether that's children, parents, grandparents, family, friends. We really want to provide support to everyone who's impacted by this disease.
What have you personally seen as far as the impact that these resources have?
Yeah, I think, not to be trite in any way, but I do quite literally think they're life-changing. I think people come in and, they maybe think I'm not going to be able to survive treatment, or I'm not going to be able to get through, just dealing with this in my family, and we help people navigate all of that. And to see people come in for the first time, and they're rightly so pretty depressed, pretty sad, and to see them come out of our services with some hope, with some light, they're bringing better energy into their family and into the world. It's just a wonderful experience, and I'm thrilled that we get to do it.
And what a relief to hear you say the word free,
Yeah.
right? For this,
Yeah.
for so many people that wouldn't be able to afford something like this.
Absolutely. Cancer is incredibly, I don't use this phrase lightly, financially toxic, even for people who have really good health insurance coverage. The cost of care is really, really high, and none of these services are typically covered by traditional health care, at least not to the level that we're able to provide them. So providing them at no cost and free of charge to our clients is really important when we think about barriers to access and barriers to care.
And why would you encourage people maybe watching right now to check out the services that you do offer and consider them?
Yeah, I think, again, all of our services are evidence-based and research-informed. They help with treatment adherence. They help with side effects reactions. I mean, we're really running, I think, probably one of the most robust supportive cancer care centers in the country. So I'm thrilled that we get to do that for Maine and Northern New England.
For more information on some of those services and everything you guys offer, what's the website people can go to?
Yeah, DempseyCenter.org is a great place to check out and find out more about our services. There's also a place to donate directly on our website. End of year giving is really important to us, so as people ramp up and think about their holiday giving or end of year giving, we'd love a consideration of a donation to the center. It really helps sustain us.
Well, congratulations on the new
Thank you.
role, and thank you for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you both. Appreciate it.